Right, so let's get into it. 100 years of history. I hate talking about things from a theoretical point of view. I was explaining how my degree went earlier before we started rolling the camera. I'm not very theoretical. I'm very much a hands-on person. So I'm going to be talking about something I've actually done, and I'm going to be spotlighting one of my clients to do so. And if you don't like football, I apologize, but that's their business. My client is a company called Fan 12 Group Limited, and they are a football memorabilia business. They get players past and present in to sign shirts and things like that, which they then sell. They are not a tech company. They are a good old-fashioned physical goods company that just happens to be selling online rather than through a bricks and mortar store. The website and the shop itself is WordPress and WooCommerce. But for the purposes of this talk, there's nothing very interesting about that. They went live with a site dedicated to Chelsea Football Club first because of their connections, and they're now up to 7 sites, and they'll be launching more sites as the business grows. So I'm not doing too bad. The reason I'm talking about them and the work I do for them is the way they promote themselves in the memorabilia business is unique. As far as I know, none of their competitors do it this way. See, on staff, they have a full-time historian, which I think is really cool. How many of you who worked in commercial environments have worked in a company that has a historian on the staff? Yeah? It's really neat. And he's been researching the history of the club all the way back to its formation, which I believe is in 1905. And so he's built up this 100 years of history, this big, rich historical data set. You've got all the matches that have been played, key events inside each match, and things like the programme from the match, which fans really like to see, apparently. There are profiles of all the players who've ever played for the club, past and present, right back to formation. And this data set is rich enough that we can auto-generate summaries to put up as rich profile pages. To make sure no one's being misled, the bio is handwritten in this case because Kerry Dixon is one of the legends of Chelsea Football Club. But most of, if you go on the website right now, most of the profiles are actually auto-generated, not written by hand. And they call this the fan zone. And they don't just have all this data on Chelsea and its history, but every football match, there's always 2 teams, there's always an opponent. So as the opponent clubs have intersected Chelsea's history, they've started to build up the same type of detailed history about their opponents, but only those intersections, so not the full history for those clubs yet. The historian's job is now to go back and start filling in those other clubs as they launch more sites. It's a hell of a data set.
So it's the job of one historian. That's.
Oh, Paul is awesome. I was trying to get him to come along, but he's also very shy and reluctant to, which is a shame. Hi, Paul. They probably will watch it when he finally gets on YouTube. Now, in February, when I wrote this talk, I ran some numbers on the data set as it was back then. Bear in mind, it's now 6 weeks later, so these numbers are out of date. But back then, there was over 420,000 records. They were connected by over 3.2 million foreign keys, which is about 7.7-ish foreign keys per record on average. This is not big data. I don't want to pretend it is, but it's a sizable data set. And it's quite an accomplishment, I think. And there's about 22, 24 key entities in that data set. And we're going to be looking at some of these tonight in order to show you how to use graph databases with this. That's what we're going to do. So that's my client's business. And I've got their permission to show you guys how it works under the bonnet a little bit.